don't know the power.
The math is unfuttable.
Fusion reaction.
Oh, hell yeah.
Get to the chopper!
Press go up.
Gigantic fusion reactor that just worked.
Multiple income streams and real yield.
Ooh, yeah!
Jeeps can no longer dump on your heads. The revolutionary decentralized finance protocol. Fusion reaction in T-minus 3, 2, 1.
Fusion! You don't know the power.
The math is unfuttable.
Fusion reaction.
Oh, hell yeah.
The mothership.
And what's it gonna do?
Everybody excited.
Oh, hell yeah.
Give my creation! Fusion.
Get ready to rumble.
Fusion.
Gotta do a huge shout out to Cool Sheet. That song just hits.
What's up, everybody, and welcome to the official EMP live stream. We come to you every Thursday at 6:45 p.m. Eastern, and as usual, I'm joined by my co-host with the most and fellow team member, LA. How are you?
That song just hits. I'm
I
good.
love it.
Hope you guys are all having a good day or night wherever you are.
Yeah, 100%. That song does just hit. I was actually looking to do kind of a throwback. Maybe keep an eye out for next week. We'll change up the intro. Shout out to Cool Sheet again. He has been killing it. Lots of awesome crypto related music. But anyway, lots to go over today. Well, actually, I lied. We have some updates for sure, but tonight will be kind of a quick, short and quick one. We're trying to really ramp up the momentum again in May. It is a new month, and we have a lot of things coming into place. So we'll go over all that. But before we do, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. That really helps the algorithm, helps us get the word out. As some of you may have noticed as well, I did a few impromptu AMAs on the channel this week. We are going to try to start covering more crypto education, projects that we like, other opportunities that are inside or outside of the ecosystem. And really, it's just about getting the engagement up. We're almost at 3,000 followers. So, again, the whole idea is to grow the YouTube to then help promote our own stuff. So, again, just giving everybody a heads up, make sure you are supporting the content that you see coming out. So, all right, let me go ahead and open my notes here. First and foremost, the markets are looking great, man. A really great pump today. I saw, whether it's true or not, BlackRock bought $1 billion of Bitcoin over the last 24 hours. So that is definitely a sign of the Bitcoin pump, and everything followed, including Sonic. As a lot of you know, we are getting more deeply involved in Sonic, obviously with GG, and some other things we have in the works. Sonic was up like 20% at one point today, just absolutely blowing up. So, again, I think things are looking good. I don't think we're out of the woods yet. Typically, May can go either way. sometimes they say walk away in May, which means, the summer, a lot of, big family offices and hedge funds kind of take the summer off. So we could see a lot of sideways action. But I do think we're out of the woods in terms of, new lows. Again, we may have a sell off, but nowhere near where we were. And ETH is recovering too. ETH, up over 1800 now. I'm not gonna get too excited until we see ETH break 2000, but I think everything is definitely, on the rise. And I've said it on every AMA for the last, year. I don't think we're even close to the real bull run. I think we see the real bull run happen around October of this coming year into 2026. Uh, so yeah. All right. Elliot, anything you want to add to that? I know again it can be a hard road, but and you still, I always bring it up, but you still haven't had the experience of a real bull run.
Yeah,
And
you're
I
right.
can't wait for you to have that because there's nothing like it when we're all high fiving each other because we're printing incredible gains,
Yeah.
life changing gains.
Well, what I can say is it's been nice to see the market not only hold steady, but go upwards over the last week and a half consistently. So that makes me very happy, and I'm excited for what's to come.
Yeah, 100%. So, all right, awesome. So that's a market update. I want to go over a few development updates. Again, I was hoping to announce that the vaults were live today. Unfortunately, that isn't the case. But we are still working our ass off. So let me give a little bit of context. Um, one of the major upgrades in terms of security for the vaults is that we are now under multi-sig and time lock. So that means whenever there is an edit or a change before we're ready to push it live, we have to wait a full 24 hours before it takes effect. And we do this now because again, if we were to even if we were to be hacked all over again, which isn't likely, again, we've done a ton of upgrades to the servers. We've put everything on brand new computers. We have a brand new hosting service. So, but again, just worst case scenario, even if we were hacked again, we would have 24 hours to see the edits and changes that were being maliciously put through. So this is a way that we can stop this from ever happening. But the downside is it slows development. So again, we've been a victim of our own success in terms of how fast we are able to put code out. But these changes, along with reducing the dev team, just because of the operating costs, is definitely putting a little more strain on the timelines. But overall, it's super bullish. I mean, we are excited for the rollout. It will be both on Sonic and Base. Those are the two chains that we will have the vaults live first. Then over the next few weeks, we'll be adding the other chains as demand grows. And the audit is still happening too. So we've said many times already, but we hired Zelic, which is the parent company of Code Farina, and they're actively trying to hack the protocol as we speak. So that full offensive audit should be ready in another 2 weeks or so as well. So we are making headway. It's happening, but again, just a little bit more delayed than we would hope for. And I have some eye candy I can share. Again, all this is subject to change, so bear with me. All right, hang on. All right, so this is a little preview of our Treasury bonds. So that's the next topic. We are working on, again, a full recovery. The Treasury bonds will be an incentive for all of you to go in. Profits will be claimed on a monthly. Epoch, 50% will go to those that buy Treasury bonds, and 50% will go to the compensation fund. Once the compensation fund is fully repaid, then payouts will readjust to an 85-15 split. So this could be really lucrative for newcomers and for those of you that were affected buying treasury bonds. Again, I understand if you're tapped out, you just have to be patient. But if you are in a position to add, then this will help the recovery efforts even quicker. So it was very, very similar to the EMP Treasury Bonds that we did about a year ago or a year and a half now. Same similar concept, but the APR is variable, and the actual wallet that creates the yield will be doxed, and you can see the yield in real time. And then you'll be able to sell your positions too in sort of a queue. It's almost like a marketplace, but a little bit less complicated. And we as a protocol are paying people out that choose to sell rather than a peer-to-peer setup. So again, this is this subject to change and the price as well, but it will be priced in ETH rather than USD or USDC. So just keep an eye out for that. Literally, as soon as the bonds are, I'm sorry, the vaults are up, because remember, that's how we're going to be creating the yield is through the vaults. So as soon as the vaults are up, the treasury bonds should be ready within 24 to 48 hours after that. So, all right. And again, anybody has questions, feel free to type it in the chat as we go. Ella, anything to add to either of those? Let me go back to my notes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that next week when we're ready to launch the bonds, we'll definitely also go back over what we did the last 2 weeks, which is all of the new security measures that we have in place to protect the vaults.
Yeah, 100%. And by then, we'll have a lot more to discuss too. Even with the audit, I know. I'm sorry, the on-chain analysis. I know a lot of you have been asking and waiting for that. We should also have a report by next week for the actual hack and postmortem more in depth. So all right, and then yeah, I mean again, it's in terms of like people that were in the vaults that were affected. That is all part of the recovery plan. So the whole idea is that you are able to get what we call an escrow token. That will represent what you're owed for what you lost in the vaults. And then that 50-50 split I mentioned will go to paying you out every month. So at the end of the month, you get paid out based on your percentage of what you owned in the actual recovery fund. So this way it's super fair where minnows or whales, it doesn't matter, nobody's being paid ahead of somebody else. It distributes evenly amongst everybody. So, and we'll have a full tutorial on all this, how to buy bonds, what bonds do, how to make sure you got the right credit in the escrow token, how to claim rewards and payback from that. So again, just we'll have all this as we go. Just bear with us. And yeah, it's a real possibility. I mean, again, I think we could even have everybody made whole a lot quicker than some even anticipate, because the markets have been moving up. Obviously, we get exposure to the price appreciation of whatever vaults we're in, and some of the vaults we're paying anywhere from 0.5 to 1.5 or 2% daily in real yield. So again, as long as we get a lot of working capital through the treasury bonds, then we're good to go. And that's another reason to try to help promote that or contribute what you can, because the more we get in treasury bonds, the quicker everybody else gets paid out. So all right, a little bit of updates on the legacy contracts and the batteries. Again, I've been super transparent on all this. I know it sucks, but it is what it is. The vaults and the bonds are number one priority right now. So until the vaults and bonds are finished, next in line after that is then the legacy contract credit. Again, detonator reactor, NFTs, nodes, any of that, you'll be credited in Fusion. And the USDT battery, any of you that had one, and any of the rewards that you are owed will be given to you. So we have all that data. It's not an issue. It's just a timing issue at the moment in terms of rollout. So yeah. Anything you want to add to that, LA? Or I know we have a question at the end here. We're going to a little bit more detail about how the credit is calculated too.
Yeah, just know that we're doing everything in our power to recover the ecosystem as quickly as possible, to get the vaults and the bonds and everything going again, not only so that we can recover as an ecosystem, so that we can pay everyone back as quickly as possible and, you know, get that income stream, one of the many income streams for Fusion, up and bumping again so that this whole ecosystem can get back to thriving. Obviously, the vaults and bonds are the number one priority, but after that, you know, they're pretty much almost done this week. We can turn that number one priority to crediting the legacy contracts and those USDT batteries.
Perfect. 100%. Awesome. All right. So, and then I mentioned it a little bit at the top of the show about the AMAs that we've been doing. Just to recap those, if any of you have time to go back and watch, we did 2 AMAs this week. One was with a sister. It's not. We're not affiliated with them at all, actually, but it's devs that we've worked with. You know, they have a record, a positive record in the ecosystem. They are behind, or were behind, Grape Finance. And another one called Vinium. They are a seigniorage protocol, just like we were when we first started, but they've made a lot of cool changes. So check that out. It's called Better Bank. Um, in that AMA, there's an affiliate link too in the description. They are having a pre-sale for the Arbitrum version, but they are doing a fair launch for the Pulse version. So it'll be standalone depending on what chain you want to interact with. But it's really cool. I like what they're doing. They're incorporating traditional seigniorage, but more conservative APR, a savings account element, and a lending and borrowing element. So typically, those 3 things all combined into one really help with sustainability. But again, never liquidate your assets within this ecosystem to speculate on another. It's simply for, you know, educational purposes only, and, you know, obviously enter at your own risk. But definitely check it out. And then a non-risk play was a overview I did yesterday with one of my dear friends, Alex. He goes by Eco, and he is essentially LA in on Hive. So we've worked together for many years. He helps me manage all of my personal assets as well as being a talented project manager and developer himself. And so we did an overview of a new game that was launched. And it's a way to earn with 0 risk. So the cool thing about Hive as a blockchain is you're rewarded for engagement, and you don't have to put any capital up. So again, check that AMA out as well. You know, again, when we say earn with no risk, you know, you're talking maybe a few dollars here and there. But it is whether it's a penny, any free money is good money. So definitely look into that. I know a lot of you have been involved in Splinterlands and some of our other co-promotions and are familiar with Hive. But I would highly suggest that you look into it if you're not. And it's another great chain to be able to earn. Again, you could just write a blog about EMP or, you know, what you're into, and people vote on that, and you get part of the reward. So it's a really cool system. All right, and yeah, LA, I know at one point you were pretty involved in Splinterlands. Now I know we got a lot going on, but what do you think? How was your onboarding experience on Hive. Was it complicated, or was it pretty easy once you got involved?
It was definitely a little bit of a learning curve, but I feel that way about every new chain that I get involved in. You want to do a little bit of education.
For
Hive
sure.
was a little bit different because you need a different wallet, but that was pretty easy to figure out. So as long as you're savvy, I think it's not bad at all.
Yeah, 100%. We will be doing future updates and more content. If you guys want a full tutorial, let me know. There's a lot of great resources on YouTube already, but the wallet you want to download is called Keychain. So Keychain, and again, same principles. Never share your private keys. Uh, and yeah, get started today. So all right, Ella, you want to take a little bit of this next part? It plays again into the title of the video today. New month, new momentum. I know, you know, we've lost a little momentum, obviously, with the hack, and some whales that are choosing to exit. But overall, we're still in a really healthy position, and I think with the market recovering, and the things that we have planned with bonds, the full system reboot, so to speak, we will be building new momentum in May. So I guess just go a little bit over Fusion, and that nothing really has changed, right, Ellie?
Yeah, you know what? Like, none of the fundamentals of Fusion have changed. We still have some great revenue streams flowing into Fusion. And the more that the community rallies behind Fusion, the quicker that we can move on to stage 2 of a recovery plan, which we've had all along. We very much want to market Fusion. We want to tell the world about it. We want to expand our community and welcome in some new amazing emperors that are just as great as all of you. But we as a team can't do that alone. We need the community's support. I know that a lot of people are tapped out, but it's not always about money. It's about showing up, being here, supporting whatever we have going on, and being a positive force in the chats. And then personally, me, I don't have a lot of spare funds right now either, but my goal is to, anytime I can shave $25 or $50 to continue building within the ecosystem, that's what I'm trying to do. I know that not all of you have thousands of dollars to buy EMP with and deposit into Fusion right now, but it's about all of us working together and doing whatever we can, not only to help our own personal bags, but to help the community get to where we want to go. I don't think you guys realize just how incredibly close we are. Like, the amount of EMP that we have left to get into Fusion to get back to peg is about half as much as we've hit in some previous weeks in 1 week. So we're very close to reaching all of our goals. We just have to continue to work together as a community. And we've already proven that we can do that so incredibly well when we're determined and focused on a common goal.
Yeah, absolutely, LA. Great points, and it's true. I mean, I know, it's funny how the psychology of crypto works. When we're pumping and things are going up, then people are happy to buy and sacrifice. But in the long run, those that buy at the bottom are the ones that are and sacrifice are the ones that get a higher stack point value, and end up getting a larger ownership. So again, remember that is built into Fusion. When you do see people dumping or selling, uh, that should signal opportunity in your head. Because again, the way the mechanics work, those that are buying and sacrificing as the price goes down get a higher bonus multiplier, and eventually that will go away. I mean, again, we're still maintaining peg fairly well, even with all the volatility. But at some point, it becomes a very small bonus multiplier because we are almost at peg. So just keep in mind again the fundamentals, how the ecosystem works. Another thing I saw even just today before I jumped on, we have been purposely managing the liquidity, and again, we've been 100% transparent with this. It's all part of the plan. The whole idea is that we reduce the downside liquidity through our V3 concentrated liquidity, so that if people choose to sell, they are getting hit with price impact. They're not handcuffed. They absolutely can still sell, but they have to do it in smaller chunks. They have to do it in a way that doesn't destroy the chart. And it's good for everybody involved. And if you don't want to have the price impact, or you think that it's bullshit or whatever, that we don't have the downside liquidity, then you have to do what we've said to do from day one, and that is to sacrifice the EMP that you have and sell your microgrid, because selling the microgrid has absolutely no effect on the chart whatsoever. So you are being forced a little bit to play the game, as we see appropriate, or as the economics see appropriate. And again, the liquidity is there on microgrids. You may have to sell it at a discount, but that discount might be less than what you're getting hit with price impact from trying to just sell on the open market. So again, people can be pissed, people can spread FUD, but we're not doing anything to hurt anybody. We're simply doing what is best for the protocol and still giving people all the options that there are when what you sign up for, so to speak. So again, hopefully that clarifies. It's not stopping selling. Yeah, Grover, that's a great way of saying it. Let me pull this up. So it doesn't it doesn't stop selling. It just stops irresponsible selling. So again, that's a great way of putting it for sure. So if you are, wanting to exit EMP, then again, sacrifice your EMP and sell your microgrid. It will most likely be less price impact, even at a discount, than what you would do selling on the open market. So, all right, and I know a lot of people are scooping up microgrids for cheap. So again, that's another thing. If you're going to buy EMP, obviously double check the market as well. There could be some bargains, and I know a lot of people are increasing their positions that way. And again, we as a protocol as well are buying the severely discounted microgrids as well. So, all right. What else? LA, was that it? Was there? We're gonna go into questions. Anything you want me to go over as well before we move to questions?
I think that was it for tonight. Like we said at the beginning, there's not a whole lot today.
Okay, perfect. So I do have one question here. Let me pull it up. Hang on, bear with me. Okay. Sorry, hang on, I scrolled too far down. All right, so one of the questions we've been getting is to clarify some things. So it says, could you please give a numerical example of how the legacy contract calculations will convert to sacrifice points in Fusion? I understand the formula, but not the final results of the calculation. And thank you for all that you do in such a difficult time. So yeah, no worries. All right, let me go ahead and pull up the actual formula. Hang on one second here. All right, so let's just say detonator. And let me share my screen. Hang on. All right, are you guys able to see that? All right, I hope you are. If not, you can look at our pinned post. But the formula is the user deposit plus user compound, including any winnings, times 3.65, which was the total bonus, minus the total claim. So what this is calculating is the LP that you have in detonator, or any of the other ones. Again, Reactor is a little different because it's eShare BNB, so we took a dollar value and associated that with EMP. But detonator is the easiest, and nodes is the easiest to explain because it's LP. So if you had one LP token in detonator that you deposited, that is essentially equivalent to 300 EMP. It's the same ratio that we used with crediting migration. For those of you that migrated, if you had EMP LP, 1 LP token was equivalent of, again, 300 EMP. So, and again, it's the same formula just based on dollar value for Reactor and any of the other legacy DOS contracts. So hopefully that helps. Again, I can't do it all on screen right now, and, but you should be able to do it based on that information. So if you deposited, 20 LP tokens, do 20 times 300, and then whatever you're able to compound. Again, a lot of stuff you may not even remember or know, unless you were keeping track on a spreadsheet of your own. So this is not meant to. The only reason we shared the formula is so that you know how we're calculating it. So again, I mean, we probably won't share the data of each person's holdings just because it's a lot, and you have to trust us that we're doing it based on what you have. We're pulling everything from the on-chain data, and we're not here to screw anybody. So, it should line up. And if you still have a problem with it down the road, then we can talk about it then. But remember, this is a gift to all of you. I can't even express it enough. So this isn't an obligation. This isn't a an audit based on 1 EMP at a time. This is simply our way of sunsetting the legacy contracts, giving fair value, and moving on. So please don't look a gift horse in the mouth. All of you have been pretty good about it, but if we start getting a bunch of FUD around this, I mean, I'm happy not to do this. So please understand that. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah, go ahead.
I think that you sharing the 300 EMP thing is what people needed to figure it out in their heads, and they should
For
be
sure.
good with it now. And just to give you guys some perspective, we know that you've been incredibly patient, and that when we're able to finish this off after we release the vaults and bonds, our priority is to get it credited as soon as humanly possible. So it doesn't make sense for us to spend then weeks longer creating like a whole database and front end for you guys to view your original positions, when we
For
could
sure.
spend that time or much quicker just actually doing the crediting and not hold it up any longer. It just doesn't make sense for us to spend the development time when we have limited developers now to create a whole database to show the data, when we could just go ahead and get it credited instead.
Yeah, absolutely. Great points. And, again, I think people are worried that they're not going to get a bonus or whatever else. But remember that the SAC bonus has absolutely nothing to do with this crediting system. So you're getting credited as if EMP was already 4,000 to 1, the original, peg ratio at ETH at 4,000 when, we launched the protocol and most of you got in to Detonator and all the legacy contracts when ETH was up around those levels. So, and again, I realize that it's half of that now, but all that means is you just have to hold until ETH recovers. And if you don't believe ETH will recover, or you hate EMP and you just want to take what you can get, then you're more than welcome to sell your microgrid on the market and move on. So no handcuffing, no shenanigans. It's just rough just rough justice math on getting this credited so that we can just sunset and move on and not have the drama and not worry about any of this. So all right, awesome. Cool. All right, any other questions in the
Perfect.
chat?
I don't see any actually. Seems like everyone gets it. So good.
Cool. Yep, and just to clarify too, nodes again, that there was no LP with nodes. It was just EMP in, EMP out. So if you deposited, 1,000 EMP times that by 4, which was the 400 400 max payout minus what you claimed, and nodes have a bit of a bonus. They're times by another 1.75 just because, again, how far down actual EMP is at this point. But EMP in, EMP out for nodes. And yeah, and Sentinel, the vendor is easy. 150 stack points per NFT. That equals $150 per at 4,000 to 1 ratio. So again, you may have to hold a little bit longer to get half the value back. But like I said many times before, depending if you bought these NFTs at launch, the data shows that you got at least half back. So all right, cool. All right, then I think that's it. LA, any final words for everybody, or yeah, want to wrap it up? Go ahead.
Yeah, just thank you guys for joining us. Remember that when we do have these opportunities while things are low like they are, those that act when everyone else is scared are the ones who will ultimately win the most. When, you're scooping up EMP or eShare or both, I mean, it's very likely we will never see these prices ever again once we get things back going, once we get the vaults running, the bonds launched, once people are starting to recover from the loss of the hack, when we have all of our legacy contracts credited and we get to start this marketing push. Like, these opportunities don't always come around. That man who encouraged people to buy $1 of Bitcoin 10 years ago, who now lives on a yacht, like he knew something, that when other people don't get it or they're scared, to take a little bit of action, even a little bit, really pays off. So remember that. That's my plan, at least.
Yeah, no doubt, LA. Again, no true words spoken. I wish we all were buying Bitcoin at $1, but that's just, again, the psychology of what happens. When everybody's scared and things are looking bleak, nobody wants to get involved, but that's really the sign of the prime opportunity. So, and again, a lot of you've been, super, super supportive and playing the game correctly and getting involved. So shout out to all of you that are here. The numbers are still great. I mean, every AMA we still have over 75 to 100 live viewers. So I know that we may come across frustrated sometimes, and I apologize for that. But the vast majority of you have been incredible, and this community is why we're still here. I mean, after what happened over the last month and a half, I the fact that nobody left during that time should be a huge testament to what we're doing. So again, we can't guarantee gains, but we can guarantee that we're not going to give up. So all right, awesome. Appreciate all of you, and yeah, look out for updates if we do get the vaults up and running over the weekend or before the next AMA. It'll be in all of our pinned messages. Don't connect to any other site that says, "Hey, the vault's early release." All that is a scam. Don't ever listen to people that DM you or other fake sites, Telegram or Twitter. So be careful, and we'll have it all in our socials. All right, and make sure you join us for the Honor vs. Madness AMA coming up at 8:30 p.m. Eastern later tonight. All right, good night, good day. Much love to all of you. Cheers, everyone. Bye-bye.